content shared in this YouTube video, as well as any resources linked below, is not intended to be interpreted or relied upon as financial advice. We are not lawyers, accountants, or financial advisors, nor do we claim to be. The information provided is not a replacement for personalized financial advice from a qualified professional who understands the specific details of your situation. While we strive to ensure the accuracy and value of the information shared on this channel and through associated resources, it should not be considered a recommendation to avoid consulting with a financial professional. Always seek guidance from a trusted expert to address your unique circumstances.
Well, with that being said, welcome into the shit show, episode 52. We got ourselves Crypto Cabana. It's a little Christmas episode before things kick off as far as, holidays here in the States, around the world, as far as Christmas Eve, Christmas, all that kind of good stuff. I understand there's some FUD that's going around. I don't know what that's all about in the Pulsechain community. I'm excited to just kind of see what he has to say about that. I think the whole community's the steadfast, lockstep, people that are, really, really entrenched in this don't really care. They're all about just what we're doing here. We're building. Here's a little snippet from AJ. He, made a little video for Crypto Cabana. I'm going to broadcast that before I pull everyone up. Here it is.
In the land of Pooie, where the tokens play, get your heart the king, leading the way. Installed up a day, golden and grand, for his dear mom in this magical land. King Pooie, where memes and DeFi meet. Flush your doubts away, feel the crypto beat. In Pooie land, where laughter's the key. Join the kingdom now, come and see. Tokens down the drain, not lost but found. In the kingdom of Pooie, where riches abound. Richard Hart reigns with a scepter so bright, turning waste into wealth with all his might. King Pooie, where memes and DeFi meet. Flush your doubts away, feel the crypto beat. In Pooie land, where laughter's the key. Join the kingdom now, come and see.
I got one more video before the guests come up. The man, the myth, legend, Richard Hart, came to the United States, did his thing. He mentioned in a recent tweet, 27 million, all these kind of good things. He also mentioned a bidet scene. You know what I'm saying? Came and did that for his mom. He's done a lot for the community. He's under I don't even know if he's under stress, you guys. This could be all pre-planned by the man, the myth, the legend. Here we go.
Do you want to be a king? Do you want to be a queen? Sitting on the throne, living in...
It's Richard Hart, rumored billionaire and bidet service technician. I'm here to install your bidet, sir.
It's the one and only Eagle Double G.
Here we go. Look at that technology right there. It's going to wash your butt, and your butt's going to be clean. Let's get to work. Woo! Ooh, doggy. Wow, this thing actually works great. Well, anyway, Richard Hart here, rumored to be a billionaire, installing a bidet for someone that I love. It seems to work just fine. It only costs $100, and well, I don't see any leaks. So, clean butts for everybody.
Do you want to be a king? Do you want to be a queen? Sitting on the throne, living in...
Welcome, everyone.
Bang bang! Let's go!
Hoorah! Hoorah!
Oh, where'd my hat go?
Yeah.
Dude, I think we got that exact bidet for Christmas.
There you go. Merry Christmas, everyone.
I need Richard to come and put it in my house.
Right?
That'd be great.
That's the easy one, dude. There's no electricity involved in that one, right? So
Yeah.
There we go. So how's everyone doing?
What's up, Cabana? Welcome.
Thanks, gents. What's going on here? My first time.
Where have you been? We've been worried sick.
Let's go.
Great to be here, gents.
Welcome into the shit show. Yeah. You know, I mean, it wouldn't be Hexaco without a little bit of a shit storm kind of going on. You know, I was actually watching some of your old videos yesterday. You know, I know that you've been around for a long time. I know that much. And I was watching one from like 4 years ago, and it was like, hey, this is your chance to get out of Hex. This is alert. You know, like go ahead, you know, get out. And that was like 4 years ago. And this is it.
Here we go again.
Actually, that might have been, if I was on the beach, the prices were way lower than what they are now. So that was,
Right, yeah.
you know, a
We're
joke.
still doing
And
good.
that's that.
Oh,
I
yeah.
wasn't saying that at like 25 cents.
No,
and then
yeah.
be like, oh man, we really should have gotten out.
Yeah,
But
under a penny.
yeah, no, this is like fractions of a penny if I'm thinking
Yeah.
of the right video. Yeah, so yep, we had a lot of FUD back then at fractions of this price, and which you know we have it now. So nothing's changed. Nothing's gonna change. I don't think.
I mean, I got a call 2 days ago from a couple people, and they're like, "Oh my God, dude, what are we gonna do? You know, have you seen this article?" I'm like, "What? Send me the article." And no, just read it to me. Read what you're seeing. And the two things I was like, dude, that doesn't make any fucking sense. It doesn't make any sense. They're gonna put a tax evasion and an assault in one single article. No,
Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense.
it just felt weird to me. Like
It felt weird.
The assault thing was like kind of like what you're saying, and I've said this before recently in the past couple of days. It's just like it's like an added touch. It's like the tax thing has been there for anybody who's like looked it up over the past like 3, 6, maybe. I think Big K mentioned possibly earlier this year, like January. That might date back to maybe before that. So that has been out there, and there was no reaction when it came out the first time.
That's right.
So now they attach this little assault thing. Who knows if it's, you know, remotely accurate or if it's just, you know, just put out there to update this as a piece of FUD. It just, the whole thing is bizarre, especially since it's been out there.
Bizarre is right. In fact, I have my own little in my head. I got this whole conspiracy. Like Richard used to sit on with us for 8, 10, 12 hours at a time. Like, do you think he has enough time to create this huge choreographed, massive FUD event? I think it could be him.
You never know. You never know.
I mean, nobody's
Honestly,
seen him
dude.
for forever. So, yeah.
It's just something I have in my head. Like he's mentioned so many times about getting people out at the bottom. You don't want them to get out at the top. Get them out now. And I think this is like this last ditch effort to get them out. That's my.
And he just tweeted yesterday about it too.
Yeah.
So,
He did.
you know,
Yeah.
kind of
Like,
right along
I'm
those same
alive
lines.
and well. It couldn't be, you know, more safe. You know, like
Yeah, dude.
Messages, like, you know, we've been through this before, and what
Just
thing, you know,
calm
like,
and cool.
like, dude, we've got like over, you know, most people at minimum like 5 years invested in this community and dealing with the trials and the tribulations. Like, you got to do better than this. Like, we've been we've been through like the trenches and the warfare and trying to do that against a very loud community such as the Hexicans overall and Pulsechans. Like, come on, man. Like, we'll set our own narrative and set the ratio and get back at you for pumping out some FUD.
I mean, watch the rebound.
It is pretty
yeah.
cool to
Yeah, we've already doubled off the lows. So
Yeah.
I know. So speaking of that, right? Like, bam, baby. Like, you can't.
Yeah, look at that shit.
Come on, man. You can't make this shit up, you know. Even we'll do old log and auto. Like, boom. Like, come on.
In fact, even in the guild this weekend, you know, Eric was like, I don't know why everybody's just not going into Titan. And I'm like, dude, he was so surprised that there wasn't a massive inflow going into Titan. And I was like, you know, that's because we're Pulsekins, dude. We're here for the long haul, and we don't get butted out.
Yes.
There are no middlemen in Hex.
That's
yes. That is what it's all about, baby.
And for as long as most have been here, most aren't going anywhere. They're going to see it through. I mean, there were a few pretty big sharks that EES'd and dumped.
Perfect.
We were just talking.
Capitulated, huh?
Wrapped a show with Big K, Buck, and Dylan was saying that the one shark made the bottom, dumped. He marked that I guess the one all the way on the left there,
Right there,
that red wick. That's an 80 million sell right there.
Wow.
And that guy.
Thank
sold
you.
80 million hex, marked the bottom, and then we kind of tried to retest it a little later, but
That was
Nice.
at 2 p.m. 1400 hours, December 21st. Nice. 80 million. Nice.
That's
you
nuts.
sucker.
How did he even get that much? Shit.
You're early, AJ. It's called being
Yeah.
early.
Yeah, but if he was early, you wouldn't think that he would be doing that where we're at right now.
Not all whales are created equal.
Yeah,
Not all
yeah.
smart ones, some just
FUD
stumble into
affects
it.
whales differently.
It's nuts.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
This was a powerful batch of FUD for some that they could not handle.
Yeah, it was a perfectly executed plan.
Crazy.
Um,
So how'd that stream go? I didn't obviously tune into it. Just busy with other things. How did that go with you and Buck and Dylan and Big K?
Oh, it was good. It's just I pretty much brought it together. Just I thought it'd be good for the community to have just a nice little chat before Christmas, because everything's going to get crazy probably tonight and tomorrow. And I know people stream in the evenings, and I don't know. I figured at least be on me to try to put something out there myself. Haven't done as many shows as we used to, just because there hasn't been too much to talk about. We've kind of been waiting for this SEC thing to resolve and get back into it. And I was just like, it's probably a good time to do it. I mean, we have a happy hour this Friday, but
Good.
it was just it was a good chat, and I wanted especially somebody as reasonable as Buck on there, level-headed, to offer his takes and stuff like that. It was just ended up being a good chat. It was kind of just a summary post-election of all markets, and then believe in yourself.
I've never seen that.
That is hilarious. But it ended up being the last, I guess, 30 minutes talking about the Hex ecosystem, where we're at, and pretty much what you guys were just talking about, especially seeing your Rip City Pulse. Most people haven't gone anywhere. Like, most people are here, but there were a handful of large players that got out. So
well,
thank you very much.
Yeah.
And so hence is what we're talking about, people, is if you have staked your Hex, you acquire a T-share, and for each T-share you hold, that earns you the daily Hex payout. So if somebody emergency end stakes like 80 million, I don't know, do you know what that was, what that daily payout went to off the top of your head? Anybody by chance?
Crispy man, where you at?
Anybody listening?
man.
Yeah.
And that was
So
the
anyways,
pulse the pulse pair, right? That was a pulse pair.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No, but say because somebody emergency end stake, they didn't fulfill their agreement with the contract because it's immutable. Then the holders are earn half of the emergency end stake. And correct me if I misspeak anywhere along the line here. So thus that could move it up to, like, on average right now, it's about 7 Hex per day. Say it moves up to like 12. For that one day, it would bump up to like 12 Hex paid out to the half of that would equal paid out to the stakers.
That's if it was staked.
If
we know that?
Yeah,
we know that?
the one guy was staked, and he actually traded it, and I think did rather well. I think he netted like tens of millions of Hex. So we all say don't trade because most of you'll get wrecked. This guy actually netted
Did it right?
Some decent amounts of Hex. But yeah, he emergency end staked. He had, I think, 100 million. He had a stake, maybe it was like a short stake, I guess 100. Well, I don't even know. I forget the duration. It was not that long. So the penalty wasn't that large to end stake it, maybe like less than 1 million Hex. And then he traded and actually made a good move. But a lot of these other guys just end staked and dumped it, or just flat out dumped it. They weren't staked. They were just waiting on something, and I guess maybe dismissal. I don't know. And then they were hoping to sell higher, but Funny how that works with the timing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be interesting, like you said, AJ, if that was a 5D chess move, like, you guys were waiting for that dismissal, and I'm gonna just go ahead and release some information, just recycle this FUD.
Just
But-
based on all the commentary from RH himself after it all after all that shit came out, I was like, man, this guy, he is brilliant, and I think he's I think now he would never say that, but I think it's him. Like
definitely.
Anybody could make that Interpol or whatever the hell it was, that first article that came out. I think anybody can contribute to information leading to that, whoever wrote it.
Well, I will say this much: he's definitely cool as a cucumber.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, safe as always. Wouldn't it be nice to buy Bitcoin at 3K? Here's your golden opportunity. And it's picked up a lot of press from all these other engagement farmers out there that just looking for right on the coattails of this information. So it's kind of funny to see people just chime in and look for those clicks and likes. But hey, the New Year's is coming up. I think this is the year of Pulsechain for sure. I mean, we all have conviction, but I believe that 2025 will mark Pulsechain as far as just being electric.
It's so convenient, man. It's so convenient. Right before the news that we're going to get, for him to say all eyes on me, just shock marketing all over again, just another venue, it totally makes sense to me, you guys.
Yep, looking forward to it. Yeah. Hey, so you Cabana, you had on some of the Titan X guys and Morpheus and whatnot. What else do you dabble in? You like alien tech at all?
I wish I did, because that one took off. But I think there are some interesting things in the rumor mill circulating that could come in 2025, similar to alien. I'm hearing things. I don't want to throw false stuff out there, but I think there's something else along those lines. So if that comes out, I might get into that. But
there you go.
Pretty much to answer that question, I am like a lot of traditional finance. I think most longtime followers of mine know I have the majors like Bitcoin and Ethereum, like the cores, obviously the Richard Hart ecosystem, and Titan, Dragon X. I wasn't like day one, but I've mentioned this before. It's like I'm thankful for guys like Lights Out and Marco the Mexican, and those guys are like, hey man, just take a look, and I did, and got in plenty early enough to where like the thing is, I'm so glad I did, because now you see all the development that's going on in the ecosystem. It reminds me of the way the Hex community was at the very beginning. So that's really exciting, and I'm looking forward to that one too.
Yeah, shout out to Rags and his team. And I know that you've had the opportunity to go to certain events such as, President, in Mar-a-Lago with, Brandon and a bunch of these guys that have showed up and shown out and supported things beyond crypto, obviously looking into politics and macro. And that's exciting stuff. I know that when that Minek thing came around with Patrick McDavid, I was very, very excited to help support. There we go. I was very excited to help support Funding Jim and Rags and get those guys down to Florida. It was very important on my checklist to get them there. And so tell me a little bit about Mar-a-Lago. What was that like?
That was a fun time, man. I'd obviously never been, didn't know what to expect. It's cool to say I was there like before the election, and that was one of the main, I guess, turning points for Trump with going public about being pro crypto. So that they were, Funding Jim was there, Rags was there, like you mentioned. I think B Roots was there. He actually got to ask a question with the group that he was in, and those were the questions that you know, he had like the little bootleg video or Trump answering those questions. But in his speech, he also, you know, made some pro crypto remarks. And that was the very first time that I could remember, you know, hearing or seeing that being put out into the social atmosphere of, oh, this guy says this. That was the first time we had heard it. Now, was he going to follow through with it? Turns out, so far, he's all about it.
Yeah.
His appointments are signaling that.
Yeah.
You know, the Liberty Media or whatever the organization is worldwide, buying like thousands of Ethereum. So looking back on it, I mean, that was just really cool to be there. And another thing was, I never knew this about President-elect, but he's just an insane music fan. And the MC, she brought that up there, and she was like, you know, the guy just spends, you know, hours upon hours, you know, at his residence, you know, walking around with his iPad, listening to music and playing different styles and genres. And he's just like, he's a music nut. And the whole pre-show, we waited like hours for him to finally come out and get the speech. Not by design, I don't think. He was delayed with something, but
Yeah.
anyway, it was just the most broad selection of music that there ever was. So since then, obviously, you know, you got, you know, the dance and stuff like
Right.
that, and that's, you know, kind of gone viral, and you know, his love for music has been now mentioned in a lot of interviews. So it's just cool to see like little things like that, learn those before the general public did. And then, you know, just to be on campus, obviously it's like beautiful, and you know, security checks and all that stuff. So it was just a cool experience.
Yeah, Barron's spoken of that, like you said, in many interviews and everything. Yeah, it's just cool. That they have a great relationship in that regard, and music, you know, music brings a lot of people together. So, you know, maybe that's why he's such a great, you know, the deal of the art. You know,
Yeah,
man.
Art of the deal, right? So
Art of the deal. Art of the deal.
art of the deal.
Hey guys, I got to run in. Cabana, thank you for coming on, man. You're a legend in this community, and what a great experience that you have to tell us all about.
Yeah,
And
man.
obviously, I'm absolutely grateful to have you in this community. You've always been here, always been cheering for us. Well, be glad to get you back with Happy Hour, because I know a lot of people miss you. But thank you for coming on. And
There's
really
one this
appreciate it,
Friday, so come on by.
bro. Hoorah, hoorah. Let me
That's
get to work.
like you're the equivalent of looking forward to a Hexo stream.
Later, AJ.
You know, like, hey.
I don't know. There's some pretty tall words there, but you know, those old school Hexo streams were awesome, man.
Yeah,
The-
for sure.
Oh, the lemons and everything. This is like
Comedy gold, man. Comedy
Yes.
gold. Talk about a funny.
so many moments, like the bunga bunga and the buying the adoption amplifier dump, and just so much.
What's
so
this?
much
What's
fun.
the coin? The made up coin that always people are always talking in chat.
I know what you're talking about. For some reason, it's just brain fart.
Maybe somebody in chat knows it. But
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just all the little nuances.
It's Blippy.
Thank
Oh,
you. Yeah, the
Blippy
Blippy
coin.
coin. The
Yeah.
Blippy.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
He's good for that. Yeah, I love it.
Dude, my buddy actually created a Blippy coin, thinking that that everyone would think Hexo did it, but that didn't work out.
Yeah.
I love it. Hey, question for you: How did you and Big K's relationship evolve or come across? How'd that-
Totes online, man. Vince and I started Happy Hour. What is it? Years ago now, like 4 years ago, maybe.
Right.
Wow, 5, maybe 5. I don't even know. Time flies in this community, man. So,
Yeah.
I had seen Big K do some streams. I think I'd been on stream with him, and I don't know, just good vibe. Like my kind of vibe just always struck me, and invited him on Happy Hour. Then it was him, Motley, and I, and we just stayed connected, you know, offline, you know, text, whatever, and met him a bunch of times now. Chicago with you, I think, and amongst
we met.
you know, quite a few others. You know, NASCAR races, the first pitch in Chicago,
Yeah.
party here for the top of Hex, the Furu's eulogy with when he was here for the music video. So that was fun. And yeah, it's just a all in all good dude. And like I said, nothing in particular, just we vibe, we got the same mental wavelength, same energy, same chill energy. He's
like-minded individuals.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
He loves a good party. He loves a good beverage. He loves a good beach. Like that's my language, man. So
Right.
Yeah. I love it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously I scrolled through a couple of those events and the background screens and stuff, and Daytona 500. That was an amazing experience within itself.
that was a
Did you
ride.
were you there? Did you miss that?
No. The only one I didn't go to was the Vegas one, but I definitely did Daytona. I was in Motley's group that helped organize or raise money or whatever it was for that whole thing. I was big in promoting it just because that's kind of in my wheelhouse. So I felt like I could at least educate the people on like what to look for.
Are you a NASCAR guy?
I'm a huge NASCAR guy.
Oh.
Yeah, I kind of picked up on that. I kind of thought you were in NASCAR.
Yeah, so I just picked up the reins and I was like, man, I'm running with this because I know all about this and I can help the community, know what to expect with trying to get this car into the show. And it was fun. I had a really good time, putting videos together and leading up to it, like the drama. And then, of course, we got to meet and talk with JJ Yaley. He came on a happy hour one time. It was just a cool experience.
Super cool.
Yeah,
Classic guy too.
I hope that we could do that again. I know RH Richard was kind of like poo on it, but I think those kind of things really kind of like help bring a community together. I know that it was a good amount of money, yada, but
I mean, there are definitely things I would do different now, but it's like your first time doing it.
Learning experiences for sure.
Yeah, exactly. There's JJ, and so just class act dude, nicest guy you'll ever meet, and just really cool to talk to. But
like legit, like coming in, out in the infield and just hanging out, just being a dude, just
Yep. Yeah, after the Talladega race, like he just got shuffled to the back because that's how that racing occurs. It's not like if you don't have the right drafting partner, and all these teams have like 3 or 4 other cars with them, they're not gonna help out a single car or 2-car operation. So if you don't have a partner there, then you get strung out. And he was a little distraught after the race and angered, but he came up and still talked to us, and he's competitive, man. So it was a good time. But I think I was about to say is I do some things differently now, but the experience was worth it. But that's how you learn, is you do something and try your best at it, and you pick up on what could have done better. And I don't know if I'd go for like a Daytona 500 type thing. That was like the big thing. It was like, okay, this is Hex. We're like rolling. We have really good price action. We're gonna do this thing big. We're gonna get in the Daytona 500, and it was just like just big old googly eyes. It was like, what can we do? What can we do? We can do anything. And now I'd be a little bit more conservative, not because of price action, but I'm just saying, say, price was like 10, 20 cents, whatever. I think, we'd have plenty of community support to do that again. Like Crypto Compassion was saying, I would want to do it. I know Richard, that's not the best use of funds or whatever. I get it, but if people want to spend money on something that's really cool that they like, I'm not going to stop them either. But that was like the most prestigious, expensive, big splash event that you could like possibly go after. So you could probably get a lot more bang for your buck if you go for like smaller races, or there are different ways to do it in racing, but you could still get your name out there, your logo on television and stuff like that. So
I mean, like RH says, we got the photo,
right, there you go.
You know, we got the car, the guy in the car. It's on the website. You know, yada yada.
Yeah.
It came together real fast too. I mean, it was amazing.
That was part of the issue, I think, too.
Yeah.
Is just like, you know, the opportunity came up like, I don't even know, maybe less than a month before the actual race. And of course, you know, all these guys have cars pretty much ready that they would like to get in the show, but it's like the sponsorship money to put them over the finish line. And you know, we were able to do that and get them in. And you know, people are like, oh, well, you didn't make the 500, it was a total failure. Well, no, like we went to 2 other races, so we got 2 other races out of that deal that we weren't even planning on. At Daytona, in the infield with all the Hexkins there, we got over $1 million into Hex. So it pretty much just paid for, more than paid for, like the
there
whole
was
thing.
A lot of networking going on, you know, all across the way there.
Yeah, I mean, like MLB players, you know, like talking to us because, you know, we're, you know, part of a race team. And of course we're like, oh, MLB players, awesome. Yay. Yeah. And they threw some in Hex. So it's just like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Sure. And it makes it's whether it's Vegas or anywhere, we're always, you know, swagged out. And there was a lot of people as well that, you know, were already in the mainstream cryptos. And they're like, hey, what's this Hex thing? It was just an easy.
And we were like top 10.
Yeah.
So at the time. So it wasn't like, you know, you had to go too far down the list. I mean, depending
on which list you're, you
right.
know.
But you could say, yeah, we're a top 10 crypto, man. So I guess we were top 5 at one point. So
yeah,
I believe it. Yeah. Yeah. It was cooking there. Was the eulogy, was that you said that was the top? Was that literally like the top? That video
was pretty much the top.
The top signal. Top signal. I mean, it was a great video.
Oh yeah, no, Freddie absolutely smoked it. Like,
he did.
Anything he does, like I know him personally. He's become a good friend. I know he's very combative, controversial, whatever adjective that you want to throw out there on social media.
No filter.
If you get to know the man behind that account, you know, as a friend and a father. Yeah, totally different dude. Like just class act. I wish more people could know that.
I mean, we had a great time at his penthouse party. I know that much.
Yeah. See, Big K likes to, you know, Big K is the party king, but Freddie Quotes can throw a bash or two as well.
I mean, I tell you, when we talk about Jack Daniels, we're not talking about pints. We were talking about like gallons inside that kitchen. It was just ridiculous.
Yes.
I mean, it was good to ring it out. It was good to clean it up with Freddie too. You know, be part of the cleanup crew and be there from start to finish. And I'm excited. I'm excited for the March one coming up. You know, I know it's not for everyone, but if you get a chance to do any kind of meetup in any kind of way, I would encourage it. It's special to meet people who are passionate and like-minded, such as yourself. Even if it's just like we have local out here in the Northwest ones where it's like 10 of us. It's like Valiant Brand and RH Max, and it's kind of quiet and we don't really broadcast them that much, but we're just out bowling or whatever. You know that, Bets. And those are special. And if you get that opportunity, community, to get out and rub shoulders and shake hands with people, do it.
Yep. That's like the bonus of this whole crypto thing, and something I never thought, you know, we'd actually have or would become so valuable. Like that was the ultimate bonus for me, is like meeting so many cool people. Like I have friends in real life, you know, from crypto that I never would have had I not gotten into this community. So excuse me, I miss those days. Like that. Yeah, you know, price action has a lot to do with it, because you know, positive price, you know, people are actually, they're going to have more money to do things. They're going to want to do more events. The you know, internals are all there, whether it be with, you know, the price, the technicals, or your own physical being, to where you just got like way more positive energy. You're way, you know, more excited to get out there and meet and do things. So, you know, we've done like hockey games, baseball games, like, you know, all sorts of.
Yeah, just the Pulsechain tour, just, you know, Black Hexkin and KFB doing the thing, you know, going around the country. You know, And it's crazy, right? Like it took Germans to come to America to
Right.
promote the thing. Like
Right.
what the man? Come on. But God bless them, that
Yep.
they did do that. What a journey it started off. Because then they veered over, like you're saying, to the East Coast. They came in your neck of the woods. You guys did the game and all that. And it's always good people's good content. Good.
Yeah, I miss those guys. Haven't seen them in a long time. So
Yeah.
Well, we did speak with Suzanne. Last Suzanne
Yeah.
Arts?
Last week.
Last Thursday. Yeah, last week.
she rocks. She's over
Yeah.
in like Turkey, right?
Amazing
Turkey and
woman.
Dubai. She's down in Dubai, but bottom line is she's been hanging out with Patrick quite a bit.
Oh, cool.
I mean, yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I don't want to spill the tea on anything, but it sounds like it sounds like he might be. Anyways, it sounds like he might become a family due to like her daughter. You know what I mean? So
Look out.
look out. We'll see what happens. But bottom line is
Patrick.
great dude. Patrick,
He
great
always knew he had it in him.
Well, dog, you.
He's just a sly little guy, man.
It's always the quiet ones, dude.
Yep.
Always the quiet ones.
Yeah, I knew there was something with that guy. He was always a smart one.
Yeah, he is a smart one. And hey, Abit, I mean, he's just, he's doing his thing. He's Tang Gang in it, whatever. But I think his true colors lie in Hex for sure.
Did he sell all of it though? Is that
I
what he
don't-
tweeted?
I hope not. I guess
Oh,
so.
okay.
Maybe you might be right.
I
maybe
saw him tweet that a few weeks ago. I didn't know if it was a joke or not, but
maybe he's not Abit Hex no more.
I don't know.
Anyhow,
I'm pretty sure it was him, but I don't want to misspeak. So
yeah.
Right.
Good
Hey,
stuff.
so are you into you like I know Ethereum, Bitcoin, any XRP, H bar, Link, any?
I used to do a lot of those.
Okay.
I just found that it was
Too much.
far more easier in crypto to just stick with founders ecosystems that I'm really drawn to, like the Richard Hart, obviously.
Mhm.
Bitcoin, Ethereum are just there because they have existed forever, first movers. And then I really like what Eric and Jake are doing with the Titan X side. So that's kind of just a peek into how I think how I go about putting my capital or distributing my capital is like the either combination of liking and or project founder and what you have going on there. If the ecosystem is great, then you look into things like the community, what's being built, and I bring those 2 points up because the Titan X ecosystem right now with all the building that's going on is absolutely insane, and the performance of some of those tokens is wild. So I used to, like, when I first got into crypto, I was like, man, I was like, because I'm a traditional finance guy, I was like coming in, I made like one of those newsletter type things. I was like building a website. I was like, I can do this. I'm studying the crap out of it. I'm gonna, and I had like Cardano and oh my gosh, just go through the old list. Monero, Nano, remember that one? Other ones like Stellar, and I had tons of Ripple and stuff like that. But on down the list, there's so many I can't even remember the names of them. But anyway, so I was just like, I was writing about all these things and researching everything, and I was always come back to Hex, and I was just like, Hex beats all these by a mile. And I would, a month later, and I was like, my number one pick is still Hex. And I was just, just writing this stuff before, I launched anything, just to be like, okay, getting my process down or whatever. And just ultimately just scrapped the whole thing because I just dumped it all into Hex, because I was like, nothing is better than, what I have found in Hex. Plus, you earn from the inflation. The price action, the community, it was all set. It was all trending like well, and it was the easiest to understand, and it was by a founder I truly believed in. And, I just simplified things, and I took a bunch of that, scatter coin money and just threw it in the Hex. I'm forever glad I did. So
Amen.
my biggest positions forever were Bitcoin, Ethereum, Hex, and of course the whole ecosystem blossomed with Pulsechain. And so obviously I'm diversified in that now with a lot of tokens in this ecosystem. And now Titan X, I'm kind of starting the same thing. It's just like, man, the time, but each their own.
It's good to have a position in ETH, which is something that we pulled away from for so long. Obviously, anybody who's been in the Hex community and in Pulsechain for a long period of time, everyone here came from ETH, and that's why I like to talk about when we're talking about Pulsechain, that it is the ETH that everyone has been hoping, praying, and waiting for. They just don't know it yet. Once they do figure it out, there's going to be a huge wave of adoption that happens, and obviously we've been waiting for that for a long time. But I did the same thing, Cabana, is I was in a bunch of different products. I never could save ETH though, because I was always buying Hex. I could never save my ETH.
I'm glad I had a hoard of it when I did.
And
the adoption amplifier. That's
there you go.
And Richard would, if you remember, I'm sure you do, but Richard would always be like, people would ask him, what would you do? And he's like, I can't give financial advice. He's like, he never has, never will. He was like, but there's one episode out there, and I always bring it up every show that I'm on. If somebody can find it, please do, because I've looked for it in the chat archives and all that. But somebody asked him, and he was like, what would you do? And he was like, I would take. Well, that's not the one I'm thinking about. But anyway, there's two videos, something like that, where he's like, Bitcoin, Ethereum, I would just dump it all into Hex. I was just like, I can't get rid of my Bitcoin.
Right.
But I did end up, because it was a adoption amplifier. I was like, I already have Ethereum, and I put in, luckily, like that second month or whatever, close to the bottom, and it's just like, man, like life-changing.
Jesus.
A trade there. You have a few of those in your life. I was like, that one really, that's like one of my top 5 right there. So
I got in 2 weeks before Big Payday. My buddy knew about Hex 6 or 7 months before that. Didn't want to tell me.
Oh,
because we had been in the biggest. We were involved with the biggest scam in 2018, and he knew that I was like scaring out like Bit Club Network, this 4 new KWatt. And I had like 4 of my friends put like 50 grand in. We got ripped off. It was the biggest scam in 2018, and I was out of crypto. And he just like waited 6-7 months to tell me about Hex, and I was like, damn it, dude.
Such is life.
It's crazy.
But I did get in before Big Payday. Yeah,
no, that's awesome. Before Big Payday, I think eventually put my Bitcoin into it too, and I'm thankful I did that.
Nice.
So it's just like I was saying, I kept looking at it, and I kept coming back to Hex, and I was just like, man, nothing beats this right now. I'm so glad, I looked at it and look at it multiple times, up and down. And if something keeps drawing you back to something, chances are, it's a pretty good little investment to try out at least. So yeah, I'm glad I did that. And I've had knock on wood, other winning trades, but that Hex one was one of the coolest ones of my investing career. So,
well, hey, not like it's over by any means either.
No, not at all. I mean, I have more Hex than I ever have been. I just wanted it at a higher price. So yeah,
that's right. Let's go.
I mean, we've already doubled since Saturday, So
There we go.
Yeah, no doubt.
Shout out to like obviously like Rags. I'm pretty impressed with Morpheus. I mean, hey.
Oh, that thing's killing it.
I don't know if you guys got something.
I don't want to jinx things, man. I got into that one for what was it, the mint phase or whatever?
Yeah, the day oneer kind of guy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Were you one of the lucky few on that?
No,
the lottery thing?
I was so mad too.
Kind of really wanted that one,
And one guy got 2 of them.
Oh,
yeah.
I was like, this is brutal. And it wasn't like I put like a small little token amount in. Like I had like a legit,
Well, you're up in the top 10.
I didn't say top 10, but I was like, I could at least see myself having a shot at one of those.
Sure.
right.
I was like, the final straw was like, man, I didn't win one. That's cool. Wait, one guy got 2 of them? Nah, man, it's messed up. So yeah,
Yeah, what
won
are
a
the
dress,
odds of
won the lotto twice.
That son of a bitch.
Yeah,
Malarkey, I tell you.
Yeah.
but I think that guy was like just a super whale, if I remember right. So his chances were.
Yeah, there were some silly numbers being put up.
Yeah,
There was some good ones, yeah, which is going to be awesome for the buy and burn for sure.
yeah, man.
It will be interesting. Switching gears, you got we're getting real close to Christmas. I mean, you don't got to give like obviously intimate details, but you got
Ooh.
big plans for the holidays.
I don't, man. We do the
No?
same thing every year. It's just friends and family.
Cool.
Here at the local place. I'm near
What's it about?
DC, and then like to go to, pretty much after New Year's when I start looking to beach season in the South. But yeah,
Right.
we're big on holidays, Christmas, church.
Yeah.
So we like to keep it close through the end of the year, and plus it's football season, so all my buddies come over and watch the games on Sundays. So it's
How many fantasy leagues are you in right now?
bro, I have eight fantasy teams.
Holy fuck,
So,
man!
I'm in. Hold on, not to brag. I am in
Yeah,
four.
how you ranking in them?
I made it to 4 Super Bowls, and I will know if I made it to a 5th tonight. So
Nice.
yeah.
Damn.
But I need the Green Bay Packers to get like a ton of points. They're playing the Saints, and the Saints have all their players hurt, so that's my gamble. We'll
There
see.
you go.
Okay.
But, I love fantasy football. It's just it's so fun. I can't like
Shark.
I'm not the best trash talker about it. I don't. I'd rather talk trash about markets and how I'm better than you in that. But like to those who like to talk trash, but people who come at me and talk trash about fantasy sports, I'm like, while I love it, it's still fantasy. Like you're not doing anything. Right. It's it's all fun. It's still fun. It's cool. I'm gonna cheer my guys on, but I'm not gonna get in your face. And it's just like that. That's over the line for me. But I love sports. Man. I do fantasy NASCAR, fantasy hockey, fantasy baseball.
Nice.
Yeah,
do you play in a men's hockey league still to this day?
Yeah, man.
Yeah. There we go. Cool.
Most of my guys on my team are like 15 years younger than I am. Not to date myself, but
right.
I do it just basically to prove that I can still hang. Moving. And it's like the top level league around here. So that's it keeps me young, competitive. The post game tailgates are never a bad thing. So
right.
We got plenty of those hanging out till about 1 a.m. And
nice. Yeah. Well, to toot my own horn, I'm a college football fan, and I'm in Oregon, so my Oregon Ducks are doing pretty good.
Nice. Who you got next?
We got Ohio State again.
Oh man! All right.
Dun, dun, dun. And they played lights out last week, and here against Tennessee, just blew the doors off them. And
what do you think about a lot of those people saying that a lot of those teams shouldn't have been in there? What's your take?
Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. This was the first year, if anyone doesn't know, within college football that they expanded the playoffs from 4 teams to 12.
Yeah,
and there was a lot of teams that kind of played mediocre in regards to their first round, and they got just the doors blown off them.
Yeah, I see both sides. Like the other side is like, well, the guys that are from the outside looking in, you shouldn't have lost games that you should have won.
Right.
So don't be mad when you could have won that game against that, awful team.
Right. So the Alabamas of the world are crying and what have you.
I didn't say anything about Alabama.
I know, but hey, it's the truth. I mean, you shouldn't lose to Vanderbilt. You know what I mean? That's just the fact of the matters. And not to like make this into a college football thing, but yeah, I mean, Oregon maybe got if they're going to win the entire thing, they got to go through probably Ohio State, Texas, and Georgia. I mean, they got a gauntlet. So it's exciting, crypto, sports, presidential elections, drones, if you want to throw that into the mix.
Yeah.
Did you spot me out there over DC area?
I know.
No, they were all New Jersey.
So. All right.
I don't know why people haven't tried it. Like if the government won't officially claim that they're the government. I mean, if they were a threat, I would certainly think our government would, shoot them down or do something. So I'm, pretty certain that, our government, I think it's obvious, has something to do with it. But if our government's not, claiming responsibility for it, I'm surprised somebody hasn't shot one down.
I know.
Or at least
Actually,
tried to.
I think a couple of Yahoos have shooting up into the air, knocked one or two down.
Okay, well, we're posted on social media, and
know,
let's see what these things are about.
Everyone's looking up at the red and green lights up in the sky, but yet no clear images, right? Why? Why is that? Like,
Right. It's so weird. But yeah, I don't know. I think it was something serious, and we know about it by now. But
for sure, got weird stuff going on.
Hey, so do you believe in aliens? Do you think we're alone in this vast galaxy?
I don't think we're alone, but I don't think like aliens are like the green, black-eyed beings that people stereotype them as. Or
Sure, right.
I'd go more along the biblical route. I think
That's what they're saying about us, by the way.
yeah. I go on the biblical route, and my philosophy is like they're angelic beings, and they're all across the universe, and that's what we're seeing. But they're aliens technically, and
As we are to them.
Yeah.
I mean,
So it's
We are them. That's right.
and one day they'll end up coming here finally. So we'll see.
come in peace, please. Don't nuke the planet, man. We'll do it ourselves. We'll blow ourselves up, all right? But just don't you guys do it, okay?
Yeah. I think they'll come to save us.
I think, you might be onto something there. I think they are probably looking at some of the decision makers, the governments, if you will, being kind of saying they're overstepping their boundaries with the people. You know what I mean? And
it's gotten out of hand.
it's people. Yeah. So I mean, interesting stuff. Any I guess closing remarks from anyone here?
So I'm really looking forward to the next 4 years, man.
Absolutely.
I've never looked forward to an administration coming into play politically or anything, but this is going to be good.
Let's just
say the next 12 years. Because Vance is coming.
We can hope. So we'll see.
I'm going to enjoy what's in front of me right now.
Yes.
And even maybe the first 2 years, but anyway, but we're going to take, it's going to be good. And the US needs some crypto regulation. I mean, god dang, dude, you got Elon and Vivek. Vivek. So, and what's cool is they put an expiration, right? They put a sunrise on that organization. There is a lot of fat, that needs to be trimmed, etc. It's going to be interesting. What do you think as Bitcoin being the national reserve? You think it has a place? Is that a far-fetched idea? What say you there, Hawk Pooie?
Hawk Pooie says, Hawk Pooie. I think maybe he hasn't backed off of it. I guess I'll say that. There are a lot of doubters out there. I think it can actually happen. I just don't think it is going to have the mega bullish effect, because I don't think I think it'll be more symbolic than anything. Like I can't see a ton of money from the government going into buying Bitcoin. Maybe I'm wrong, and if I'm wrong, then we are giga uber mega bullish to the moon, Mars, whatever. But either way, I mean, even if there is one, awesome. Like that wasn't going to be done before, it's going to be done now. So I think that can happen. And it's just that it's the overall crypto friendliness right now. Just to think like where we could be had that election gone the other way. Markets, would have gone the other way. Stock market, Bitcoin price. I don't think Bitcoin would have gone like too far below like mid 50s or 50 or something like that. But we wouldn't be 92,000 right now. So it's just feels different. Maybe that's kind of like what Vets was saying there. It's just like the feel this time is different. Compared to his first 4 years, when I don't even think he expected to win.
Right.
He kind of just hodgepodged his cabinet picks, his advisors, all that stuff. It was kind of a mess internally, depending on where you look, the first 4 years. Now, if he were to win, and this is him thinking over the summer, he's been planning all his people, all of his moves, and he's going to walk in day one with everything that he wants in place, knowing who his enemies are, who gets along with who. And I think it's just going to be a 180 in terms of execution from the first administration back in 2016. So yeah, he's going to have his haters. He's going to have people attack him, but he's got so many smart people from all walks of life helping him now. I mean, RFK, Tulsi, business leaders, like he's meeting with, people who you never thought he would have met with years ago. Zuckerberg, Bezos, like Tim Cook. He's dealt with, I guess, these people indirectly or some, met them. But
I've been making the rounds to Mar-a-Lago.
Kissing the ring.
Kiss the ring. Yeah.
Kiss the ring.
It's just, it feels different. So we have a chance to take the leadership and, tech and crypto and a whole bunch of things. Yeah. So I am positive on it.
Yeah.
Let's hope Baron has a huge voice for DeFi.
Dude, I think he's just scratching the surface. It'll be interesting watching him grow up even more.
Oh my gosh.
Everything.
Yeah,
hey, Cabana, as far as ETFs or any of those, we have the real thing, but your take on ETFs, do you have any exposure? Are you still in any of your, traditional Roth or 401k from your previous, IRL life?
Nope. I cash those out and, just manage those myself and, not financial advice, but that's kind of what I did years ago, and it was a good decision for me. So I bet on myself.
That's right.
Some people should do it. Some people shouldn't.
Right.
But I felt it was worth it, and I'm glad I did. But yeah, in terms of like ETFs, I have like in retirement account, I have some IBIT, which is the BlackRock Bitcoin ETF. I have ETHA, which is the Ether BlackRock version. So yeah, I'm exposed to those. I probably have more in ETFs than I do actual crypto in terms of Bitcoin. Maybe Ethereum too. But yeah, that's just the way that works. I like to keep those in that account. The exposure is pretty much the same. The expense ratios aren't bad at all. But Titan X, Hex, Dragon X, Pulsechain, PulseX, cool stuff on PulseX, like Solid X. I got all those in my nice little hardware wallets.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Shout out to the Firewall. I think he has that
was a nice message directed at Richard yesterday.
Yeah.
So that was really cool.
I just left him a voice message, the Firewall, yesterday, just congratulating him, on stepping up and kind of being a pillar in making that remark to Richard and just showing his conviction in the ecosystem and Richard as a person as a whole. And and Mr. Firewall himself is doing some amazing thing, and I believe he is another benevolent whale that wants to see this shining city on the hill shine, and it will.
Right.
Yeah. It might be delayed a little bit more. I was looking forward to the Ink Solid X game coming in. I guess it's very soon. I would think. I don't know if
it
that
could be
got
any moment.
delayed.
Yeah.
Could be any
And
moment.
I think like there's a lot of things that are just like waiting for this SEC and or other nonsense to get resolved. That being one of them, Solid X, and then two is Proteus.
Yeah.
They're I guess waiting to introduce some features and stuff like that due to market conditions. So
Signum coming online, hopefully. The oracles are important for a chain.
Yep.
All that good stuff. But
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Cool, man. Well, I appreciate you coming on. I appreciate Vets. I appreciate Rip City. Thank you for being awesome brothers. Yeah.
Is this show 50? What number is this one?
52.
52.
52 the shit
52.
show. 52
Wow.
the shit
Should have
show.
been 55 for the hex car.
Yeah, I know, huh?
Gotta see if
We'll have you on again, buddy.
see if JJ will come on the show for old
Yeah,
time.
Let's go.
There you go. He's on the Twitters, I think.
Yeah.
Occasionally.
So we're gonna spin down the shit show for the next couple days here, next 3 days or what have you. I believe AJ, you got what we got Showgate potentially coming on Friday or something like that with SJ.
Potentially.
All right, cool.
Shogun? What?
Showgate.
Shogun?
Showgate.
Oh,
Showgate.
okay.
I see what you did there.
I did see what he did there.
That was good.
That's the timing's close. So yeah, I was just wondering.
Yeah.
I
Cool.
love it.
With that being said, AJ, you made an awesome video for the Pulsechain meetup coming up in March. I'll outro with that, and I appreciate y'all coming on.
Thank you,
Bang,
man.
bang.
Thank you guys for having me. It was
God
awesome.
bless,
Yeah,
man.
follow,
happy Christmas, man. Happy holidays.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, everybody. Follow Crypto Cabana on the YouTube, common spelling. Right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
Hawk
Cabana.
Pua, not
Hawk
me, but
at
Cabana Crypto on all platforms.
There, I finally got it right here this time. All right,
Hawk
there you
Pua.
go.
All right.
Yeah.
There you
Sweet.
go.
Hoorah, guys. Hoorah.
On the socials. Thank you
There
very
you
much,
go.
brother. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Hoorah. Merry Christmas.
Thank you.